It began with silence, the sort that doesn't rattle, scream, or burrow through the walls. But this quiet, was far worse. It was still, premeditated, the kind that descends upon a battlefield after the weapons drop, but before the bodies are tallied. That was when I discovered that my wife Sienna had been sleeping with my brother, Tobias. Of all people. I sat in silence. She said she regretted it, that it wasn't an accident. But in the message I wasn't supposed to hear, she muttered breathlessly. I love you. I don't want to go back to him. I must have played it 20 times, just sat there, listening, no shouting, no throwing my phone, just robbed of something essential. I didn't approach her right away. I wanted to see if my world would shatter, like glass beneath a slow, purposeful heel. She didn't say it herself. She didn't confess. She just came home that evening, smelling of eucalyptus and falsehoods. Threw her suitcase on the couch like nothing was amiss. Kissed me out of habit, not affection. I didn't cry, I didn't scream. I waited, foolishly thinking maybe, just maybe, my family would have my back, that someone would say her actions were inexcusable. That blood still meant something, but no one did. I didn't even get an apology. I read the text from my mom, Karen, 3 times before it really hit. It's best if you don't come this year. It'll be too embarrassing for everyone. The woman who broke my heart gave it to my brother. Like a wedding gift. The same guy who used to sneak into my room, steal my things, and now, my wife. Was I the issue? I stared at my phone like it had turned to poison. My hand hovered over the screen, wanting to say something honorable, something human. But no, just silence. And those icy snippets from the woman who raised me. Then my father, Raymond, called the next day, and the stillness ended. His voice? Agitated, like he'd been waiting for me to respond and was annoyed I hadn't. Please stop, he said. You were never right for her? There was a pause. Maybe he thought I'd defend myself. I didn't. Just let the words sink in, like stones. You were never right for her. It echoed in my chest like a frozen lake, until I couldn't hear my own heartbeat anymore. Then Tobias called. Or maybe I called him? Honestly, I don't remember. I only remember his voice. Smug, like always. Like he'd gotten away with something. She chose the better man, he said, like it was a high school contest, and he'd finally won the trophy. I don't remember how my face looked, but I remember the smile. Bitter. Crooked. Thanks for making it easy, I told him. That hurt more than tears, because now I saw them all clearly. One by one I blocked them, erased their numbers, their messages, their pictures. It was painful, like surgery. Like removing a tumor you once convinced yourself was just part of who you were. But that wasn't the end. That was only the beginning. I stayed up all night, alone, turned off the lights, the music, everything. Just me. The hum of the refrigerator, the creak of the walls, the echoes of memories that had nowhere to go. I looked around the flat where Sienna and I once built our little love nest, her shoes still by the door, a framed photo of us at the lake still on the entryway table. I didn't touch them. I didn't give them the satisfaction of a dramatic scene, of a meltdown. They wanted to believe I broke, but I didn't. I discovered something else. In that pause between my brother's smirk, my father's betrayal, and my mother's message. Clarity. I wouldn't be the one begging to be let in. Not this time. I paid for that holiday table. I wouldn't be the ghost outside, knocking while they carved turkeys with the same hands that stabbed me in the back. They declined my invitation, graciously. So I revised the guest list. As they filed in, I packed the last of my things, A couple of duffel bags, 2 boxes. Left her jewelry on the vanity, her clothes, my old laptop, the live, laugh, love print mocking me from the wall. I closed the door gently, not because I was calm, but because I didn't want the house to feel sorry for me. I drove to Malcolm's. He's been my best friend since college. We used to joke about ending up in each other's spare rooms if life fell apart. Well, life fell apart. There I was, standing on his doorstep with a half-broken heart and a trunk full of memories. Before I could even knock, he opened the door. Mug in hand. That same look, half worry, half promise. "You look like shit," he said. I nodded. He stepped aside. "Spare room's yours." No questions. Just quiet understanding. The place smelled like cinnamon and old books. A hoodie slung over the couch. The kind of home that hadn't betrayed me. That night I laid on the guest bed. Clean linens, a working lamp. No ghosts. I didn't cry. I didn't have the strength. I just stared at the ceiling. Who broke something? Me? Days passed. In a haze. I didn't shave. Didn't go out. Just scrolled through social media like a ghost, watching them laugh and toast like nothing had ever shattered. One photo. My mother's golden centerpiece on the table, a wine bottle open, smiles all around. Tobias at the head of the table. Sienna on his arm. As if they built that family. The photo caption? "Love always finds a way." That wasn't forgiveness. That was applause. One relative even commented, "Glad she's finally with someone who treats her right." That one hit like a brick. I nearly dropped my phone. I thought about setting the record straight, but no. This wasn't about winning. This was about truth. That night, Malcolm came home with takeout and a 6-pack. "Eat first, then shower," he said. Didn't ask if I was hungry. Just knew. There was something human in eating wings and fries on a couch that hadn't lied to me. He finally asked, "You ever gonna tell me what really happened?" I shook my head. "You already know enough." He took a sip of beer and said, "You didn't deserve this." He didn't follow it with, "But they're still your family." He just let it sit. Heavy. True. That night, I couldn't sleep. Again. Just stared at the ceiling fan, thinking about how it all started. Sienna. Laughed too much at Tobias's jokes. Touched his arm. I thought it was harmless. I trusted her. That was my mistake, but trust isn't weakness. Betrayal is. They made that choice. Not me. They wanted me to vanish, to disappear.